This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
The recording has started. Oh, and there are them fat beats that I love. Hey, cats and kittens. Welcome to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is the man with the awesome blue headphones.
Oh, Phil, me, and Perich.
Yes, and we will say those are Tweaked Audio headphones, the only headphones you should listen to Capes and Lunatics on. I don't know. It's an audio podcast they can't see, but they are beautiful blue headphones, so we'll leave that at that. Okay, so some fun things to get to. Let's talk Captain Marvel, both the movie and the comic book, Phil.
Yes.
Because we did get the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We got the old woman getting punched because she's a Skrull, or she's just a mean old lady who deserved getting punched.
She's a Skrull. It's I don't know. I guess it's people who don't read comics. There were so many people online like, why did she punch that old lady?
Really? You think anyone didn't know that was... I think it's actually a creep. That's my theory. But, although, because, some Kree are white.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. The pink minority Krees oppressed by the blue dominant social caste. So here's the thing. There's an aspect to this. And it's interesting because they kind of incorporated a lot of aspects of the Captain Marvel mythos, not the least of which is that loss of connection with her past.
Mm-hmm.
That really comes after Rogue takes her mind, but here we see a variation on that theme where you can see that she is disconnected from her past, and it seems like she is the victim of alien abduction. Possibly maybe part of some Hydra exchange program that she got shipped off to Hala.
No.
Everyone's got a holla. And we see her being tortured at some point.
I mean, if it is alien abduction, these alien races are getting pretty hostile to Earth. I mean, Peter Quill was abducted, taken as a young kid. Yeah. Now Carol Danvers.
Well, not for nothing. These aliens are right to fear humanity.
Mm-hmm.
We repelled Thanos. Let's not forget that.
Did we? We repelled his forces. We weren't that successful with Thanos yet.
Oh, here's what I'll say. As far as, and actually, no, Thor would have won.
If he had gone for the head.
Had he gone for the head, or just the arm, man?
Oh,
take off the arm. Just snack, just like Wolverine does, man. Just. Whoop. Not your gauntlet's not on your hand here. Your gauntlet's on your hand. Your hand's just not on your body. That's the trick. But Thor wanted to make a speech. He wanted to speechify all Thor's fault.
Oh yeah.
That's what we can all agree to. But no, Earth is definitely a scary place. And not for nothing, Hydra's been sending stuff out there. We've got freaking Inhumans, such as they are. And so the Kree already had this interaction with humans. We know the Kree made the Inhumans centuries ago and abandoned the project expressly because they realized the Inhumans were too dangerous. Nearly killed Marvel. So, we hate the Inhumans so much.
But yeah, do we want to get to my theory?
With the comic book interaction. Yes.
Well, it could come into play in the movie too, but I think not the way I thought it was going to play out, but I think the comic book confirmed my theory.
Mm-hmm. Which is?
Well, Life of Captain Marvel 3 came out this week, and so far in the series, Carol Danvers had gone home, saw her mother, her brother had been in a car accident, was comatose and catatonic for a while. He's back out of that. And it seemed like there was this alien hunter thing coming. And Carol found these letters from back in the day. Looks like her father had an affair or something, and the mother confirmed it. then the Hunter thing shows up spoilers, the Hunter shows up at the end of this issue, because I've been thinking, I'm just like, is it possible that Carol could have been half Kree from day one? Could her father have had an affair with a Kree woman or something? But
well, here's my thinking on that. Because we see, and this is what we see there is a clear disconnect between Carol's mother and this warrior woman she eventually becomes at the end. Spoilers.
Yes.
And here's my crazy thought. Remember old Rick Jones and Captain Marvel? And the whole clink clink, and you spend half your time in the negative zone?
Yep.
Just floating around? Because you do.
Well,
Which interesting, as a side note, I realize that's a very fun play on the Billy Batson
Captain Marvel, Shazam.
Captain Marvel, the teenager, he goes away and the superhero is there. But of course they weren't two disparate personalities in the original Captain Marvel. But Captain Marvel, you do have that separation, which is fun. Anyway, in this, it makes me wonder: is it not so much that Carol's mom was having, or Carol's dad was having an affair with this alien woman? What if the alien woman and her mom essentially switched places?
That's another thing. Yeah.
Essentially, and this is my thinking, is that essentially Carol's mom is her mom.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
she switched places with a human woman. Yeah.
No. Well, no, The human woman is Carol's mom.
Okay.
But maybe when they were switching places, maybe Carol didn't switch places, so it's like when the other one would come into this world, as a Kree exile, she would be pregnant, or maybe Carol just spent a lot of pregnancy years in the negative zone, which certainly had some effects. Because you notice there's an image in there when you show Carol as a little girl running, and you see her keeping up with the truck like so much Forrest Gump.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, however it works out, I think that my theory is that, everyone believed that the psych magnetron and exposure to Marvel gave her like Kree, DNA. I think she always had Kree DNA, but the psych magnetron and all that just, I don't know, supercharged that and brought it to the, front and
well, there's a lot of different
enhanced it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different variations on Kree science, like over in the Young Avengers, and they with Marvel Boy, it's very much a strong implication that basically they have this wish-based technology where if you believe in the technology enough, it works. Yeah. Which goes back to, of course, the Kree-Skrull War when Rick Jones, Savior of the Universe, he's coming back. You watch. Created all of the Golden Age heroes to save the universe when the Avengers weren't available.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. What if the psych magnetron hit Carol and there was some kind of subconscious desire for her to be? She was thinking, I want to be the best version of myself. So it says like, okay, well let's supercharge this Kree DNA and give you all these,
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible. And it will be interesting how they explore that. And to recreate Captain Marvel's backstory in this very powerful way, just as the movie is coming out, it can't be just a coincidence.
No.
It's clearly going to be, this is something that they're putting out there because it's going to be in the movie.
That's why I'm thinking we got this mini-series, is to align her closer to the movie version, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. Which means they've seen the movie.
No!
They always say they don't see the movie, though. They don't tell us nothing about the movie. It's like, yeah. Yet somehow, everything lines up.
Unless they just gave her notes, be like, okay, you have to hit this point, this point, this point.
Yeah. You never know. What I will say is, have you noticed that, like, Shuri's a teenager now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's a little weird to me because, like, the last time I saw Shuri was when she was the Black Panther, and she really seemed like a contemporary of the Black Panther. Like, maybe like a couple years younger than T'Challa, not like, oh, I'm your crazy teenage sister, you know.
Well, again, they always align with what the movies do, and I guess she's a teenager in the
Yeah.
movies. Did you see she's getting her own book, though?
I did see that. That's what made me bring it up, because, hey, Shuri gets her own book.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, way to write that into the movie mythos when T'Challa goes missing.
Now I mean, now in the comics, he's in space, so.
Yes. Well, you know,
But meanwhile, he's in the Avengers book.
Yeah. It's like Wolverine, you know. He's got that heart-shaped root vegetable thing. You don't need sleep after you get that kind of stuff, you know. He's like Captain America. He's basically at peak human performance. I really want there to be some crossover between Wakandan science and Erskine's formula. Like, you know, not for nothing, they got that vibranium from somewhere. Who's to say a little bit of heart-shaped root didn't wind up in Erskine's lab, too?
Did you read Infinity Warp's Soldier Supreme #1?
Oh, yes,
week?
I did read Soldier Supreme this week. I enjoyed that. I love the Winter Soldier with Bucky Wong.
Yes.
You know what I loved about it is it was such an amalgam kind of story.
Oh, yeah.
It was very much, and it reminded me of those classic amalgam comics, you know.
I can't wait for the next one, Iron Hammer, which is like Iron Man and Thor. Because in Infinity Wars, I think it was number 3, Loki saw like some of those combos, and he saw Iron Hammer. He's like, a combination of Stark and my brother. He's like, my liver is just dying thinking of that combination.
Yeah. Well, you know, you get yourself some, and you know, that's actually, you know, speaking of retcons, that was a weird thing in this week's this week's Avengers, discussing Loki, and referencing the Uru bars in the prisons of Asgard.
Okay.
Yeah, which is normal. And Uru had been a metal that the Asgardians had used for years until someone decided that in the most recent retconning of the Hammer backstory that Uru was this crazy metal that couldn't be melted except in the belly of 1,000 suns kind of thing. And it's weird to me that they want to have it both ways. That, you know, the hammer is this indestructible Uru, but also, you know, for reasons we also have it everywhere, but it's really rare also. It's kind of like vibranium in Wakanda, where it's like it's either super rare and there's almost none of it left, or we're using it in our Coke cans, you know?
No.
Oh. See, that's the story I want to see. Is the tale of the humble vibranium smith in Wakanda who just makes his, you know, super technology wares and sells them at the market and goes home and his, you know, wife berates him and his kids never listen, but he just has simple pleasures. That's what I want to read in the comic book. Maybe not. Oh, speaking of, well, you know, so let's I mean, I found it very interesting in Captain Marvel that they are doing this backstory, and it was interesting because it was this idea of the separation to me. Mm-hmm. That it's not like, so for example, when they find the hidden love letters.
Yes.
You know, the mother could have said, no, your dad just wrote me love letters. But that she feeds into this idea that, no, that wasn't, he didn't write those for me, those aren't for me, kind of makes it clear that there is this separation between the two people, that Carol's mom is not this Kree warrior, even though they clearly are at the same time.
Do you think, I don't know, could he, it was very confusing to me. Do you think maybe he did leave her, but he was like, well, you lied to me, you know, you never told me you weren't human. Perhaps she started this relationship with him and married him under false pretenses, never telling him her true origins. And
oh, so you think that she basically Lois Laned him?
Maybe. Yeah.
That he just thought he was married to this old housewife, and then every so often she'd take off the glasses. It's like, oh, but you, Superwoman, you're the one I truly love.
You know, she played it all normal, and then, you know, one night she's floating, you know, a foot above the bed, maybe, and it's like, oh, you know, why? You know, what's going on?
Yeah. Or maybe he never knew. Maybe she was playing him the whole time. Maybe that's why she didn't mind. That it was a different person, but she never told him that the superwoman she fell in love with was really her.
Because from the way Carol describes him, it sounds like he was like, you know, an angry, abusive, drunk anyway, so.
Yeah, well, all superhero parents seem to be that nowadays. You know, honestly, here's what I'm going to tell you. I mean, Bruce Wayne's lucky his dad died. Because you know, if Thomas Wayne had been alive, and they'll eventually write this story. It's going to be written eventually that Thomas Wayne was an abusive drunk, you know. How Pac has avoided this all these years, I don't know, but Thomas Wayne was an abusive drunk.
What did you hear about Batman Damned #1 this week?
I hear that apparently there is a penis
In chat,
everything else about the story. Yeah, as it turned out, Batman had, like, was there a question that Batman has a penis? I thought he was all smooth down there.
But
I thought it was Victor Victoria, and he was really a woman the whole time.
It's very weird. There's like mystical stuff going on, and you're not sure if like Batman's in hell or Constantine keeps showing up, and the Enchantress. So it seems like, I don't know, he could be in hell. It could be someone could be mentally attacking him, but like he keeps getting these weird flashes, maybe make he look like maybe Thomas Wayne had cheated on his wife, and
well, there you go. And he's an abusive drunk. Yeah, look, Thomas Wayne, he's a billionaire playboy. You know, selling orphans. You know, getting that nice orphan sashimi that they serve at the evil organization that rules the world secretly, sex parties that Dr. Venture got invited to last week. Watch the Ventures Brothers, kids. It's crazy. I had a great after credits ending. But, Thomas Wayne, I've never bought that he was a good guy. Because, you know, not for nothing. Well, here's what I'll tell you. Like, old Thomas Wayne, when he was just a doctor, Dr. Thomas Wayne, who was just a relatively successful businessman who had some good investments, you know, back before Wayne Corp was like, you know, LexCorp, like the good LexCorp, like before the world was, you know, like you have LexCorp and you have Wayne Corp, and that's like Amazon and Google in this universe. You know, but back when he was just a millionaire playboy, it was a lot. You could imagine that Thomas Wayne was actually a nice guy. Well, now you see exactly how rich Batman is. It's like, okay, Thomas Wayne was not a nice guy.
Yeah, the last 10 years or so, they keep playing with that idea of, maybe Thomas Wayne wasn't as good a person as you thought he was.
Yeah, well, I told you. They do this to everybody's parents. Even Steve Rogers' dad is an abusive drunk now. You know, he used to just be a guy who fought in the war and died.
Well, they kind of did that. I mean, they've been doing that since at least the 80s or 90s, because I believe there was like Grunwald stories where like he had Steve telling people, I don't drink because my dad was, you know, an alcoholic. Yeah.
And not for nothing, that's when it started. You know, all comic books decided that in the 90s that everybody's parent was abusive. That's when the Hulk's dad started abusing him.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't used to be an abuse. Now he's a supervillain now. I guess. I haven't read my Hulk yet. But
you didn't read Hulk yet? Okay.
Oh, no. You know what? Because I had to pick up the comics on Thursday this week. So I didn't. I lost a day, and it is what it is. But I read Captain Marvel because you said that's important, and it was. It was a very important story. I also read Thor.
Oh yes,
which was also very good. The worm is Loki, right? We can agree on that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Or you know who the worm could be? The Midgard serpent.
Oh, maybe.
Loki's son. Maybe he's just as much the trickster as his old pop was.
What did you think of that last page?
With the Iron Fist Doom Supreme. Here's what I love about that, because Doom, yes, he is a supervillain, but it was like, he's going to destroy the Earth. Like, no, Doom wouldn't destroy the Earth. Doom wants to rule the Earth. It's like, oh, great, someone rebuilt my favorite thing to rule. And I just love the fact that like there's like 4 people left in the universe, and so all the superpowers in the universe are now on the last 4 people. And not for nothing, it's like all this stuff is what gets you to Thor level. So that is just a thing to remember on that. Mm-hmm. So yes, so we have the Star Brand,
the Iron Fist.
I know. I saw the Iron Fist do. Yeah, he's the Iron Fist. He's the Doom.
Here, let me grab. Let's see.
What's his full title, fella?
Yeah, cause, I mean, there was a couple word bubbles there. He is the Fist of Iron, the Starbrand Supreme, the Master of Mystic Vengeance. He is Doom. Kneel before his omnipotence and despair.
Oh yeah, because Zarathos had to find a place to live. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Doom. You're trying too hard, and still no Infinity Gauntlet.
Is it still around? Because this is like.
Yeah. You know. I mean, theoretically, it's the things of the. I mean, everything should still exist, but yeah. And Phoenix, Wolverine, Old Man Phoenix, as it were. And Logan just wants to die already, which I don't buy.
He never dies. Return of Wolverine 1 came out this week.
Of course, because he is infused with the power of Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see someone actually pick that little thread up from the Fantastic Four, where, the Gaia spirit actually inhabits Wolverine, which actually makes him Thor's brother.
Yeah, Return of Wolverine was interesting though.
Mm.
This mad scientist woman, I guess she like specializes in bringing back like extinct species. So like, yeah, for some reason Wolverine's back with like hot claws now, but like he doesn't have memories again because she's locked away like all these like different versions of him in his head, and I guess he can unlock them one at a time. And so far, he's only unlocked one. It was like a Wolverine in the costume. So it's like, oh, here's the superhero.
Oh, so they're giving him multiple personality disorders like the Hulk now?
Well, no, I guess he can choose to unlock more memories if he wants. And I guess there's one.
Or are they making him Moon Knight, maybe?
I don't know. But there's one like locked away. He's like, what's that door? And it's like, yeah, no, that's a wall. So there's something that they've locked away that they don't want him to touch in his head. So
yeah.
Unless it's like the Berserker Rage or something. Who knows?
Who knows? It's where he finds out he's actually been Sabretooth the whole time. Anyway, yeah, so I like these end of the universe Thor stories. We keep on going back to this one. It's like every 3rd issue or every 2nd issue.
Old King Thor, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I like the old King Thor stories, because this universe just does not want to die,
Well, like Thor brought back life on Earth, and even Wolverine was like, "What do you do?" It was its time. It was supposed to die. Now, you brought all this life around just to die again.
Well, well, of course, that's sort of what life does. Is it lives and then it dies. That's literally all it does. That's called the circle of life. But of course, the universe is trying to. Now, the question is the universe trying to die to essentially go into its heat death, fall into a big crunch, and then become the cosmic egg in which the next Galactus will be born? Mm-hmm. Because we think this is still Universe 6, I believe, right? Because after Franklin rebuilt it all. Remember in the Ultimates where they say, it's weird. This used to be a 5-sided thing, which made it super unstable, but now these are 6-sided, so they're like super stable magic beans, and we can just do whatever we want now. We've got basically the whole universe is made of cosmic cubes. I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, just happened, and yeah, Franklin Richards. You put that universe back.
No.
Don't know where it's been. And not for nothing, I still don't trust Molecule Man.
Yeah, he was acting a little too friendly.
Yeah, he was acting way too beyondery.
You think he used that attack in issue 2 as like an escape plan, an escape hatch?
Oh, I think he's. I've always thought he was up to. I thought he was up to something from the start. you know my fan theory that the Beyonder is the Beyonder, and all the other Beyonders that are retroactively linked to him are actually just the splintering that came from him when he entered into the multiple timelines universe. Went from infinite nothing to infinite possibilities, and that's why there's more than one Beyonder, because the Beyonders got splintered and their beings got splintered, and Owen Reese is his anchor.
Multiple personalities on a multiversal scale.
Exactly. And that's why I don't trust Owen Reese. Never have. You know, I love the guy. I want him to settle. Here's what I say. It's like, if Owen Reese was trustworthy, him and Volcana would be chilling somewhere. They'd have a couple of kids, you know. And, man, I want to see the Volcana Molecule Man kids, because those are like, you know, they'll make Franklin Richards look like a piker right there. You know, so yeah, I don't trust Molecule Man. I think as I say, I think the Beyonders' original plan was to destroy the universes to destroy themselves, to get back to being just one universe.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you get to that one universe state, you know, they want to be free again. You know, it's a constant cycling. Because you can never truly be happy, because happiness requires a lack of want, but you will always want so long as you are not all things. But if you were all things, that would be boring. And then you'd be sad because you want to not be all things because it's boring, you know. It's hard to be a Beyonder, especially when you're in love with Dazzler. And she won't even give him the time of day. I mean, really, the Beyonder is like the first creepy, powerful dude who doesn't get it, you know? Like, you think about, like, you know, these, you know, politicians and judges and whatnot that just feel like, why don't these women, and even not even that, just like, you know, just random nerds, like, why doesn't this person, you know, love me because I said they should, you know? And it's like, because it doesn't work that way.
Well, isn't the original one of that Namor?
Well, no, because Namor, well, I mean, no, Namor is, I mean, yes, he doesn't take no for an answer. But he's never actually crossed the line with that. He was like, hey, I'd like to date you. And then she was like, yeah, I don't want to date you. Well, actually, what she always says is, I'm married, which is not no.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Sue Storm. She never actually says no. She always says, I can't. I have this other life. It's like, well, that's not no, Sue. That's not no. Really what she needs to say is, you know, I don't love you, Namor. I love Reed Richards because he's better than you. Because you know, yeah. Namor is creepy. I think Beyonder is next level creepy. I think Beyonder is like metaphysically creepy.
Yeah.
He's like a watcher watching you all the time. And you go into the bathroom and stuff.
Oh.
Like, dude, not cool. But, you know, that's the thing about the Watcher. He does watch you go to the bathroom. That's my favorite graphic novel, The Big Change, with the Thing and the Hulk. That's the whole point of that story. Is that I watch everything, even stuff that's stupid. It's a good story, though. If you have never read The Big Change, read The Big Change. With Thing and Hulk graphic novel, one of my all-time favorite comics. I'm going to be honest with you. In which the Hulk talks people out of fighting them. It's great. Anyway, where were we? What else came out this week? So we did Thor. I said that's Loki. We all know that.
Did you
the new Captain Marvel movie.
Did you read Doctor Strange?
No, I did not read Doctor Strange. I'm so behind on all my books, man.
There's a surprise ending there.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, I don't know if you want it spoiled or not.
You can spoil it.
Well, you know how Doctor Strange went out into space because his powers had been disappearing, so he's been looking for these new. Well, he's like kicking butt in space, and then like he has like this new sword now and stuff. But then at the end, they show Bats the ghost dog telling somebody about about this guy, and And the figure says something, and then Bats is like, "You keep calling him Steven. Why? How is that possible?" And then this mysterious figure revealed says, "Bats, I would like to know that as much as you. It's another Doctor Strange."
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I wonder if it'll tie. So wait, so just so I know, are we getting a continuation of the Infinity Warp story, or is like the next one going to be because that ended on a cliffhanger?
Yeah, we're getting more Infinity Wars. Or...
No, warps. The warps.
Oh, I don't know. Well, they're doing
so like, are we going to get another Soldier Supreme story, or is it going to be...
Yeah, no, there's at least one more issue of Soldier Supreme. Yeah, a bunch of those are like 2 or 3 issues. Yeah.
Okay, good, because I was really enjoying that. Like, it's very amalgamy. I'll probably get the Iron Hammer one, too, you know? I mean, it's something Charlie Esser would like.
That's right. But, no, do you know how they got combined like that?
It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way.
Yes.
No, like Gamora has like the Infinity Gauntlet now, and she's basically following in Thanos' footsteps. But she's like, well, hey, why do you have to murder half the universe? Why can't we just dwindle the number down by combining everything in the two? You know, take 2 of everything and combine it into 1. Oh,
she's amalgamizing everything.
Yes.
Yeah, just like I said. Okay, so I did not know that was the premise.
Yep.
I'm not reading the Infinity Wars, so you know.
Yeah.
Like every so often I'll pick one up. It's like honestly, you know, it gets tiring. The cosmos.
So many books.
Well, no, and it's like, well, you know, honestly, it's not even so many books. It just, I mean, although, you know, I hadn't gone to the comic shop in 3 weeks, you know, and I went there, and I had like, it was $40 worth of books I picked up. I was like, oh my gosh. Now, granted, that's actually right in my budget area because I hadn't gone for 3 weeks, but it was like, oh goodness, that's a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of them I'd already read digitally, but you know, it was like, wow, I was not expecting that. So I got to get there. Every Wednesday, man. If you don't, they pile up. Or Thursday. Anyways.
But honorable mention. I keep bringing it up. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1. Well, Legacy Numbering Annual 43. This is a good one. It's a flashback to when Spider-Man brought
you told me about
the symbiote to Earth. Yeah, and it's really interesting. It's told from the point of view of the symbiote because I don't know if you know the story from back then. Like when Peter Parker would sleep, the suit would jump on him and like take him out.
Yes.
And then he'd wake up at like 5 in the afternoon and be like, "Why am I so tired? I slept all day."
Yeah. Well, because it was like a puppy. It wants to play.
Well, it's interesting. No? Well, they kind of go into what happens, and you know, the symbiote takes him out, and it's like it's fighting crime, and like there's at one point it almost like beats like a couple muggers to death, and you know, until someone tells it, no, stop, and you know, meanwhile the symbiote's like, I think it calls Spider-Man the Friend. He's like, oh, the Friend would be so pleased if it knew what we were doing.
Oh,
there's a scene where it almost beats Hammerhead to death, and
yeah, you know, here's the question: when did Venom start eating people?
Is Venom eating? I know he used to threaten it in the 90s, like, oh, or eat your brain, but...
Oh, okay. I know he bit a guy's arm off when Garrigan was attached to him when he was in the Thunderbolts.
Oh, yeah.
But was that like actually the first time he actually turned cannibal?
Maybe.
And that got like the whole thing. Because I know that Garrigan... Yeah.
And he didn't chew and swallow, did he? He just, like, bit it off, right?
I don't know. I didn't actually get that book. I just read about it like after the fact.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
But like me and Tristan are having that whole debate about the new Venom trailer, where the guy's like, "I'll eat your arm, and then I'll eat your leg," and then the next scene is him walking out as Eddie Brock. Sorry, I got a symbiote. Which I'm telling you right now, that's like the last scene in the film. Like why they're spoiling that last scene in the film, I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's so obviously the way it's all staged. That's clearly how they end the film is he says, I'm going to... And he doesn't actually eat that guy, by the way. He actually just scares the guy to run off.
Yeah.
And then, you know... So basically, the entire film now, I know exactly how it ends. It's completely spoiled and ruined. No. Thanks, Sony. Why do you do that? You know, just to say, well, we want people to think he eats people. It's like, maybe that's not something you want to sell for your character.
Well, maybe they're trying to... for some people, maybe they're trying to market it as a horror movie because it does come out in October, the beginning of October.
I don't know. You know what? You know what it is? I think that It's like
they're trying to make it everything for everyone. They're like, hey, do you like superheroes? It's a comic book movie. Hey, do you like horror movies? It's a horror movie. Do you like sci-fi? It's an alien.
Yeah, and that's all great, but it's like, you know what it is to me? The whole eating people thing. It's like women's shoe fetishes. Like everyone's like, oh, guys love women's, and it's like, I mean, shoes are nice, I guess. I've never been like, but you know, when you watch TV, people make it like the shoe is all this. It's like, no, you're just a foot fetishist or a shoe fetishist who someone gave a camera to, and now you want to say that's normal. It's actually, I mean, nothing against people who like women's shoes, nothing against it. Whether you're a woman who likes women's shoes or a man who likes women's shoes, nothing against it. But it gets overrepresented in the population. And I kind of feel that's the cannibalism thing with Venom, that there's somebody out there that says, oh, what people love about Venom is he's a cannibal. And it's like, no, that's literally not what people like about Venom.
Well, I think Sony's trying to throw anything and everything at this because they want this to succeed in the worst way. They want to be like, you know, we're looking like throw it at Marvel, at Disney, and be like, look, we don't need you. Yeah.
Well, first off, whenever you want something to succeed in the worst way, you usually fail in the worst way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you can't make it be a success unless you already went out of your trouble to have a good story. Now, like I said, I'm not so. I mean, me and Tristan are going. I don't think I'm doing a double ticket though. I think I'm going to walk out and get the popcorn at some point. Although he did not want me to get popcorn during The Nun.
Oh, you took him to see The Nun?
I took him to, it actually wasn't that scary. And we actually talked about it later. It's like, yeah, I had some jump scares. And it's like, oh, we defeated the evil, but the evil still exists at the end, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then there was like a weird, like, after credits that sort of is supposed to link it to the other films in the series, which was like a really tenuous linkage. So I guess maybe The Nun appeared in some other, like, in the other versions of it as, like, this thing. I don't know. The whole thing is, like, it seems kind of forced. It's not like you have a villain like Michael Myers or, you know, Jason that you're linking all the things through, or even some overarching concept, or even a singular heroic line that you're following. It seems like it's like, oh, here's 3 different movies about ghosts. And yep, and we're going to say they're all related because it's in the same universe and all ghosts are related.
Oh, we forgot. Oh, we forgot. We got a bunch of Netflix announcements this week, too.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. But yes, what did Netflix say? Because Disney actually laid the hammer down first. But what did Netflix? What does Netflix do?
Well, no. I mean, it's the same thing, I think. Well, I mean, it wasn't the first announcement that they're going to do Scarlet Witch series and a Loki series?
Well, that's Disney.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's going to be on Netflix, right?
No, it's on Disney streaming.
Oh, is it? Is it?
That's the Disney. That was the. I was like, oh, there was something I really want to talk about. What was that thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, yes, Loki's back. Tom Hiddleston has been discussed, which tells you right there, Loki not dead.
But could it be a prequel series?
I mean, you're going to really be de-aging John Hiddleston, I guess. You know,
I mean, it could be 5 minutes before that first Thor movie, you know.
Well, yeah, it could be, but it's not.
Yeah.
You don't bring back the dead character, to still be dead. It's like, well, we're going to tell you all of Loki's adventures in the 80s. No, no one wants to know Loki's adventures in the 80s.
They're going to bring everybody back who they killed in Infinity War.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, of course. Well, first off, because most of them didn't actually die. They ceased to exist. Much like Gamora, squishing people together.
Oh, did you hear the big conspiracy? I heard somebody online talking about a conspiracy theory that, Loki, it was a trick. Loki's death was like an illusion or a trick, and he's not really dead.
Yeah.
It's something about, well, no, I guess the thing was like, whenever he goes to like stab somebody or use his dagger or whatever, he always uses his right hand, but when he went to attack Thanos, he used his left hand.
Because it was in a mirror. In the mirror dimension the whole time. Bow. I buy that. Of course, we actually do know that Loki is dual dexterous because we see him flip out the 2 knives. I actually think Tom Hiddleston is dual dexterous.
And that was him trying to tell Thor, it's not really me getting killed when he said, what did he say? The sun will shine on us again or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, of course, because what I'll give for Loki, I mean, honestly, Tom Hiddleston has really made Loki a great character.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I mean, I think between the young Loki series and Tom Hiddleston, they've really made this character grow into something awesome. Still have to get the Asgardians of the Galaxy because we have Kid Loki back in that, and I still haven't read it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's like
so many books.
So many books, and I haven't won the lottery yet. Can I just win the lottery so I can buy all my comic books? Or like the guy you just interviewed, maybe I can get a job at Marvel, Fabian.
Yeah.
And then they just give you the books for free. It's like, rub it in, Fabian. Rub it in. Yeah. And there is a vowel. You do pronounce the last vowel in it. So
okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it either. But I wasn't interviewing him at the time. So.
But
great interview, though. Scroll down, folks. It's a great interview.
But no. Yeah. Thank you. But no, the actual Netflix announcement. You and Moz are going to be busy. I mean, Iron Fist just dropped this month, but Daredevil's coming next month already. Daredevil season 3.
Oh boy. Okay, so what we're supposed to be doing 2 a day. So we're going to start. This is the plan.
I mean, they only post once a week, so you know, it's all.
I know, but we're going to start doing the Iron Fist while we're finishing up.
Luke Cage,
and then I guess we'll start doing Daredevil as we're finishing Iron Fist. I gotta tell you though, man, I have not had the motivation to watch more Iron Fist yet.
I forget. I'm on episode 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's no BoJack Horseman.
I don't know. For a master of kung fu, he seems to be getting his butt kicked way too much.
Well, me and Maz discussed that last season. Danny Rand is a master of kung fu, but he has mostly done stage tournament fighting.
Yeah.
It's a very different kind of fighting between a tournament and a street fight. As much as people say MMA wants to bring the two together, it's like, no, it's not. Because first off, it's two people facing each other in a circle, and you don't know if there's a guy behind you,
Mm-hmm.
It's not like wrestling where the manager comes out with the steel chair and hits you in the back of the head in the middle of the round, So yeah, Iron Fist, and not for nothing, he's also fighting another super hand ninjas too. It's not like he eventually wins, but he is fighting people that are in his weight class.
Yeah,
so.
I just wonder what the plan is there that they're going to drop Daredevil season 3 a month after Iron Fist. I wonder if the October is because that's when all the DC CW shows start coming back. That's when that Titan series is going to start on the DC Universe app. You want my honest opinion? I think that with Disney Marvel moving forward with theirs, they're trying to stake out their territory, to say we're actively in the business of making these things. In fact, I will guarantee you they're going to add another character soon. In fact, watch Daredevil. I bet you someone gets introduced in it. You know who they should introduce in Daredevil? Jack Monroe Nomad. Get that old Fabian Messechia, it's easy. Nomad. And I love that you guys talked about that too, because that is one of my favorite series from the 90s. I keep harping on it, but they need to bring in Moon Knight. I think that Moon Knight would work good as a Netflix series.
I think, honestly, first of so here's the thing with Moon Knight. They probably worry that he's either A, too Batman-y, or B, too Iron Fisty.
Yeah, but then you play up the multiple personalities and does he have this connection to an Egyptian god, or is it really that crazy?
Yeah, there's ways to do it, but I think just that fact makes it harder to write.
Yeah, but you would think now they would want to do that just because they're like, oh, look at that DC movie universe. This is how you do Batman, right?
Yeah. Look, first of all, I'm going to tell you, there's a guy at Netflix every morning who goes in, hey, let's talk about Moon Knight. And some suit who say, look, I know you want to talk about Moon Knight. We got a lot of fish in the fryer right now. We don't know how our rights with Marvel are working. We're working through that. They may not even have the rights to Moon Knight. To call a shelter half an entrenching tool. they may not be able to get Moon Knight at this point because Marvel may say, no, we got Moon Knight. You haven't introduced him. We didn't say you could. Not for nothing. They got that right. Marvel doesn't need anybody anymore. They're like DC now, which hopefully is not a bad portent that they're going to become like DC now. But really, Netflix has to prove themselves worthy to get a Moon Knight at this point, which is why I think introducing Jack Monroe is a perfect stealth move. Because they get another street-level character. They can tie him into a whole Captain America backstory, which is fun because it gives you that great expanded universe. And, they can do a lot with Jack Monroe in the Netflix universe. And I think they could get the rights to a Jack Monroe from Marvel because I think that would be under the radar. I honestly think that they're not going to get Moon Knight because why should Marvel give them a Moon Knight when they can put Moon Knight on their streaming service?
True.
That basically Disney saying, oh yeah, no, Marvel's on the Disney streaming service and we're doing Loki and Scarlet Witch. Right there, it throws down the gauntlet at Netflix and saying, we don't need you. Now, what's interesting is that, yes, that does mean that Loki and Scarlet Witch is important because it means that Disney Marvel is looking at their magic universe. And so maybe we're going to get that magical universe in Disney and we'll let the streets stay with Netflix. But, don't think that Disney is just sitting there saying, you can do whatever you want, Netflix. Netflix is on a tight leash. And I think the only characters they're going to be able to introduce are going to be those second stringers, and that's to Netflix's advantage. Because when you introduce those second stringers, that's when you actually build out a good story and a good character. Not for nothing, Iron Fist only got a TV series because Luke Cage got a TV series.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think anyone was saying, let's make an Iron Fist TV show. I mean, I'm sure someone was saying, let's make an Iron Fist TV show. But like that guy at Moon Knight, they say, there was a guy at Netflix saying, just settle it down, okay? We're doing Jessica Jones, because that is our second string character that we're going to bring in. We're going to bring in Luke Cage, also a somewhat second string character who we're going to build up. Now, Luke Cage and Iron Fist are a team, so Iron Fist basically just, like so much William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, just walks right in on the other guy's coattails. No, it's true. This is actually a fun story. Like, Leonard Nimoy had in his contract, he just got paid whatever William Shatner got paid. And so Leonard Nimoy never had to advocate for a raise because Shatner was always there getting the raise for him. And then when they let Nimoy direct, Shatner said, no, I get whatever Nimoy gets and he gets whatever I get, so I get to direct the next one. That's why we got the Undisputed Country or whatever one that Shatner directed. Yeah, that's that fun story. I miss Star Trek conventions. They're fun. I gotta go to more conventions. I don't get to conventions anymore. Though now I don't want to go to conventions because it seems like everybody goes to conventions now. And it doesn't seem like a bunch of long tables with stuff on it and guys selling stuff. I don't know. It just seems like it's like, oh, this is all fancy now. It seems too fancy now. I'm not a fancy man, Phil. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So that's that. BoJack Horseman draft, and I can't talk with Lilith about BoJack Horseman because we're going to be watching The Defenders, and now she's watching Rick and Morty. So, Phil, you're just going to have nothing to talk about in the next couple of weeks. Me and Lilith are just going to be talking about. You can just sort of chill out, open your apple juice, relax, and like, yep, you two just tell me about BoJack Horseman. What's with this Rick and Morty show? Okay. If I can get her to watch Steven Universe, we're going to be great. They were evil the whole time. Mind blown.
All right, wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Philip, how can people reach out to you if they want to do an interview with you or Lilith or me, or if they can request I not be there? Because obviously you two do it way better than me.
That's not true, but if you want to request any of us, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com, and on Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. Mm-hmm. And remember, follow Superconnectivity on Facebook or on Twitter at SuperConnectPod, or the voicemail for everything, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES.
And, of course, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way that I'm Moz and Paz once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters, because guess what's coming back, kids? Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Cloak and Dagger. It's going to be great. It is a utopia of the final seasons of great shows. Except for Cloak and Dagger, which is its second season. So there is new life. Just like Wolverine and Gaia and Thor, bringing back new life. I wonder how Gaia feels about Wolverine being the host of the Phoenix. Are Gaia and Phoenix sisters? Do they like each other? They should get an apartment in the West Village together. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing! There we go. We finally got the timing down. Thank you for connecting with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please super connect with us again next week. I like that. That word actually was a good timing on that.
Yes.
I like that. Okay. So tonight we watched Transformers. I got it downloaded onto my phone, and I have the app that'll play it on my phone.
That's right. Capes and Moonpix episode 71. Yes.
So hopefully I can watch it on the phone while I'm using the phone with my Wi-Fi hub.
Come join me, celebrate my childhood.
Yay! Because everyone wants to see Optimus Prime get killed. Spoilers!
Dare you?